I love hanging out with my Tampa babe. Mwah. How are you?
Mwah. I'm doing good today. It's been a stressful week. I'm ready for it to not be at work and just relax for a little bit.
Well, you have something that is a challenge to do that's not relaxing at all. So we're going to talk about that in a few minutes. But a lot of people around the Tampa Babes area are going to be doing too. So that will be fun. But I have to tell you something I've been dealing with this week.
What?
This is a child problem for our parenting angles. So my older daughter likes to sing, right?
Right. She has a great voice.
Okay. So you don't have to just lie to me because we're friends. Her
No,
voice is
I
okay,
sing. I
right?
sing every Friday on air, and I wish I could sing. She has a really pretty voice. I mean, what I saw last.
Okay, right. And I do think this is interesting too. I do think your voice starts to change as you get older. So, I don't know, maybe it's not as good as it used to be, but I've always thought that she had a good little singing voice singing Little Mermaid
Yeah.
At her last performance. Anyhow, they selected people for chorus this week from her grade
Yeah.
to be in chorus, to be in the older kids chorus.
Right.
And I thought for sure, like no brainer, she'll get selected. And she didn't. And not only did she not get selected, but her two best friends did. And so these two best friends have been over here. And again, I sound like a crazy stage mom. So I want to not sound like a crazy stage mom.
No, you have to dig in deeper. What's
But
the problem?
like, here's the thing. Here's why I'm not a crazy stage mom, because I will also tell you that my other daughter does not have a good voice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like
everybody has strengths and weaknesses. Both daughters
yeah.
aren't going to have the same thing.
And I know my daughter has a better voice than these other two friends of hers, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that they're bad singers by any means, but I'm just saying that's one of her, she's pretty strong there. So her teacher didn't select her. The course teacher didn't select her.
That would bother me.
Okay. This is a mess. So I see him last night. So I was going to send him a message and I was just going to say, hey, what can you tell us that she needs to work on for next year? And maybe she, just how important it was to her. So I ran into him last night. And so my husband and Doug and I are going back and forth on this all the time, trying to figure out what is it. He's like, well, do you think she just blew it in her audition? Do you think like she was just not doing a good job? And I'm like, well, no, that doesn't make any sense because you're with her. The teacher's with her all this whole first semester and into February now. So he would know from hearing her sing other times.
He would know exactly what's going on.
Right. So then I saw him and I was like, hey, Mr. Sizzle. I don't know why I just made that name up. It just sounds funny. I was like, hey, Mr. Sizzle.
The Sizzler.
Just wanted to tell you that my daughter loves singing and, want to get her. She's pretty heartbroken about not making it. I totally get it. So because it's good for her to get that rejection sometimes. That's what life is going to be about.
That's true.
And so we will hopefully have something next year. Maybe what can she do to improve what is happening so she gets selected. And he was like, oh, the kids were so close. They were all like within 1/10 of a point of one another. So it was really, we just kind of, there's nothing, in other words, there's nothing she can do better to get selected, right? He didn't give me an answer. Isn't that right? But in my mind, I'm not saying I was like irritated with him because you've got all these kids to choose from. You can't make all the kids happy. I get it. But in my head, I was just like, Evelyn, he is not your people. I don't mean that in a negative way.
No, he does. Yeah.
Do we not know in this entertainment business that you know your strengths? And it's nice when someone else sees your strengths, but there are plenty of other people who will not see your strengths.
That's absolutely true.
Right. Especially, right? You have
They're not going to push you. They're not going to push you in the right direction. Mm-hmm. It's interesting how he's probably fully aware of the girl group, like of her friends that got selected.
I would imagine so. Yeah, that's a good point.
Assuming yes. Just because of the scenario you're describing. So it's interesting.
One girl in her class, they're like this. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That part is what is interesting. There's two parts that are interesting. It's like breaking up the friend group. And so one feels left out. Yes. That would, not only does that hurt as a parent, right?
Yeah.
But also I've been that girl before.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, as a teacher, you kind of, unless it's really not deserving and it doesn't make any sense and you feel bad, but listen, your daughter doesn't, but yeah, I've heard your
Right.
daughter
Right.
sing.
But that's the thing, it doesn't make sense. She's almost like, this is a really strong word to use, but gaslit.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
she knows in her head, she's like, wait a second, I take singing lessons. I perform in front of large groups of people to sing.
Yeah.
But I'm told I'm not good enough to be part of this chorus.
Yeah. And you know whether those other girls, and you don't want to pit anybody against each other,
Yeah.
but I'm sure the out of the friend group, let's just say, like there's not any of her friends that are like incredibly like an Adele. You know what I mean?
No,
Where
no,
everybody's probably around
no.
the same range.
Yes,
I'm
exactly.
sure some are a little
Exactly.
higher, maybe some are a little
Uh-huh.
lower, but it's around the same area.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so this
It's
will light a fire under her ass. I wish I
okay.
was her parent because I'd be like, you have to get an answer. You have to get an answer. Where is
The answer was they all scored close and we just had to pick some.
no? That's not good enough because now,
'Cause I wanted an answer like, what does she need to work on? What does she need to do to improve? The fact
yeah,
that you can't tell me what she needs to improve, teacher, Mr. Sizzle.
that's so funny.
But
No,
you
I
know what?
get it.
I just am like, all right, this is an early lesson to have to, this is early. I feel like 7 years old to have to learn this, but you just have to learn that you're not going to appeal to everyone,
I
and you have
agree,
to
and
deal with
that's a good.
rejection.
The earlier,
And you have to be
honestly,
happy for other people.
happy for there's a lot of life lessons here, okay? And
Mhm.
or the earlier they learn this, the easier it will be later on in life because this is not going to be the first time
Mm-mm.
and the last time that it ever
No,
happens.
no.
So it'll just be all in different scenarios. She's going to get picked over in work and sports and like all these other things as well. So
Yeah.
that being said, I want you to know one thing about me. I, Meredith, was accepted into choir. I was in choir for 3
Listen,
years and
listen.
I tried out and I was accepted. Me. And for anybody that doesn't know, I am completely tone deaf.
Me
Okay.
too. Me too. Me too.
I have the hardest time like listening to, is that a drum? Is that, I don't understand. Like it just doesn't, I think it sounds pretty all together, but I have no idea what I'm listening to. That being also, I was in St. Augustine in the choir for our Catholic church. It's the oldest church in America. I'm
Uh-huh.
singing Wednesday and Monday, and then also Sunday at 7, or no, it was like 9 a.m. mass. So I know, listen, but they would always make sure I sat away from the microphones. They would always put me in the back. And I never knew why. I never knew why. All right.
Oh
And
my
so,
God.
and then they started like giving me like little other things to do. Like, okay,
Yeah.
here's, instead of, singing so strong, how
Yeah.
about this? I know what you'd be good at. Why don't you go up and present what we're going to
Yeah.
sing? So
Right.
everybody, please open up your Bible
Right.
to Psalm
Yeah.
392. And then everybody would laugh at me and be like, it's Psalm, it's not Psalm, first of all. And and I had to do a solo one time in front of
Oh my
everybody so
God.
I could get a solo.
Right.
Everybody
Right.
gets a chance. I sang so beautifully. I was so confident. I remember walking up in front of the entire choir, okay, and my
Love it.
teachers. And I'm like, it was either hallelujah or something like that.
And you're
And
yeah, I see. I can't sing either. I cannot
woo!
sing.
And I thought I nailed it. Nailed it. And I'm walking back and I'm looking at everybody and I'm walking down the aisle and everybody's like this. And I was like, I'm like, what? Like it just hit me. That's when I realized. That's when I realized all the things. I cannot sing. Everybody's gaslighting me. I realized that I wasn't around any of the microphones and they just kept having me read chapters because God bless her soul, aka me, I can't sing, but they allowed me to be in choir. So that being
So
said, it's
is
different
choir
everywhere.
is chorus, is it a thing for people who never will do a good job? So they put everybody together? Because sometimes your voices sound better when they're with other voices to drown them out, right?
Yeah,
Maybe
I
that's
think
what
that
it
they were
is.
hoping for that with me, but it was like,
But you did your
well,
solo and you said, here I come.
and I've told my mom this before. who out of anybody should know I can't sing? Like for real can't
Yeah.
sing. It's
Yeah.
my mom. What are
Yeah.
you doing? I was in there for 3 years. These
Oh
poor
yeah.
choir teachers were like, oh God, here comes Meredith again.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
What are we
Oh,
going to
my
do
God.
with her? And I find it very humorous and funny to this day, but it's not when it's your daughter who can actually sing. And then,
Yeah.
a couple of her friends are included and now they're going to it is good though, because she's learning a life lesson at a young age. And you're such a sweet, smart mom on how you would explain the situation. And there's other fun things for her to do in the meantime.
Yeah, yeah. I think she can put things behind her and move forward pretty quickly. That kids can do that. All kids can do that pretty well.
Yeah.
So that's what we're trying to do. But it's weird. It's a head scratcher. It was like chorus gate. Doug and I are like, what is going on? Like, so like, did they mess up her name with someone else's name? Like how did she? Oh, but I was somewhat vindicated because after I had that conversation with him, I had a conversation with one of her other teachers. And she came up and she was actually, we talked about it a podcast ago that I rewarded her for good tests. The teacher's the one that came up and said, oh my gosh, she's doing so well in such and such class, whatever. And then I go, well, she's all twisted about the chorus thing. I'm sure you heard about that. And she's like, I did. She goes, I don't know why they didn't pick her. She's a singer. And she's like, and she's an actress. She performs. And she was walking down the hall the other day and pretending like she ran into a pole. And I said, oh my God, are you okay? She goes, no, I'm just practicing my acting skills right now. So like this other teacher was like, I can't believe those teachers didn't pick her. So, or the chorus teacher. So it kind of made me feel somewhat vindicated. And I was like, again, you're people. And let me tell you, because she is such a strong personality and so difficult at home, I'm usually flabbergasted and shocked when she has a teacher like the one I was talking to, just be so attracted to her in a good, like be so appreciative of her. Again, that's your person. Those are your people. Find your
Supportive.
People. Find your people who give you, who get you. Find your people who see the best in you.
Right. Yes, which is also another life lesson in general.
Yeah.
So I'm happy for her. It makes me sad, but also, listen, this could be an article in Rolling Stone magazine one day. You know what I mean? No, seriously, you hear from all these different artists, and they go, yeah, my I don't know, first grade, second grade, this, all that. They wouldn't allow me in choir, and I've been acting and singing since I was a baby. And now, what do you think, teacher? Here's my Grammy.
How about you? Everyone was staring at me after I did my solo, and I didn't sound good. But now I sing every week on the radio on karaoke. Look at you!
Yeah,
success story.
So suck it, guys. That's right. And I still read on air for a living. So you helped me in that progression as well. Yeah. I don't know, man. School in general is just tough. Did you have a parent teacher conference recently?
Oh, I'm so glad you said that. I have to sign up for one. Oh, I'm glad you said that.
Okay. We just did one yesterday.
So somebody wants to say hi.
Hi, beautiful. How are you?
Good.
She's getting ready for a big performance. Singing. She takes singing classes.
What are you going to be singing?
Heart, 1,000 years.
1,000 years. You know that song that goes, heart beats fast. I
love that song. Yeah, that's a beautiful song. Hey, what does your shirt say? Besties?
Mm-hmm.
Is your mom your bestie?
No.
That's a quick answer. I'm your bestie. I'll snuggle you at night.
Who's your bestie? Who's your bestie? Who's your bestie?
Bella.
Okay, so you have a girlfriend that you like to hang out with. So your mom isn't your bestie. Is your dad your bestie?
No.
No, not him either.
Right. So we've hit the age.
Yes, we've hit the age. Too cool. Too cool. All right. Mommy has to finish her chit chat.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
She's so sweet and beautiful.
You said.
She said you're sweet and beautiful.
Aw.
Remember how she referred to a best friend in Miami?
Yeah.
Probably because she's mad at the ones here in Tampa, Florida. Who made it into chorus. Your best friend in Miami.
I do have a best friend. And she's fabulous and lives in Miami. She's not here in Tampa. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Like do you think she heard, or she was just like, oh, I'm going to go in there and say hi?
No, she just was seeing what I'm up to. Yeah.
My girls will like want to eavesdrop all the time. And I get
Oh,
it.
really?
They'll want
That
to.
was me. We've talked
Yeah.
about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I overheard many inappropriate conversations growing up.
Yeah.
Because of that.
It's a whole other segment.
Yeah, definitely. Oh my God. Okay, so this weekend, I want to know what you're doing, if you're doing anything fun. Tonight I'm going to a concert. I'm going to go see Lil Wayne tonight and the Hot Boys, which
I need some video.
I'm so excited.
Pictures. I need a backstage visit.
Yes. And so I've never seen just Lil Wayne up on stage just by himself. I've seen him at like a festival where he does what he does up on stage, but this is with the Hot Boys. Me growing up, I've loved so many different bands. I grew up at the same time my mom introducing me to several different genres, and that's why kind of what I do with rock and hip hop and like all the things. I grew up with Duran Duran. I love it. I love all that stuff. That being said, when I was like getting to middle school ish, that's when I was really jumping into hip hop and like rock at the same time, punk rock and pop rock and stuff like that. Yeah. So I grew up. So, baby Meredith idolized Lil Wayne. So it'd be fun for me to go tonight with a girlfriend. And then tomorrow go ahead.
Hold tight on that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Did I say I went to see Lil Wayne with Jeff Pantridge?
Oh my God. That's so
Doug and I, this is random. Doug and I went with Jeff Pantridge.
I love him. He's so sweet.
He's the best. He's the best. So we went there and it was at the Amp. Yeah. And it was the night, this is a long time ago, when they found the, what's his name? The Trayvon Martin guy.
Oh, yeah.
They found him not guilty. Right?
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah.
While we got the alert on our phone at the concert and we're like, that's not right.
Exactly. Yeah.
And Jeff Pantridge was driving and he got all twisted and I love telling the story and give him a hard time. He was trying to drive away from the concert and he drove into a tent.
Oh no.
Doug and I were sitting there like, Jeff, where are you going? Pants, where are you going? A clown car into the tent, and then we pulled out. Okay, so anyhow, that was my Lil Wayne story. Yours is going to be much better because you're going to go backstage.
Yes, I do. I get to go backstage, and I'm so excited. Yeah, it's like idolized these guys for such a long time, and they're very laid back and cool now. Not that they weren't back in the day, but I can imagine that the super duper height of like Juvenile and Turk and all their careers, like the stories were wild. The last time I tried to go see Wayne was when he was at the Amphitheater with Blink 182. He was going to be first, and then Blink was supposed to come out, and he canceled 20 minutes before he was supposed to hit the stage.
You're kidding me. Oh my gosh.
I was like, what the hell is going on? I was like, oh my God. But anyway, so hopefully it'll go well tonight. Fingers crossed. And then I have to wake up early tomorrow and run the Gasparilla Marathon.
Okay. Jealous? Not jealous. No, right. I'm just kidding. You'll do great. It'll be fun, but it is a thing. I mean, that's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
well, let me just explain. I'm doing the stroller run with the family.
Okay.
So it's kind of it's like a stroll.
No. Yeah.
There's no like running. Like the girls will run, get out so much energy. I'll run a little bit, but really it's just pushing a stroller. Whoever gets tired can sit in there. But I love it because it's right off of Bayshore, which is so beautiful this time of year. Nice. And it's just a family fun outing, and you always do all the Gasparilla stuff. So I didn't know if you were going to be out there.
No, not I've got kids' birthday parties, but you're going to do great. And you're going to, any tequila you might consume tonight, you can sweat it out tomorrow.
Yeah. Right? Anthony was worried about that. He's like, you're probably going to be drinking tonight. And I go, yeah. And he's like, that's probably going to affect you tomorrow. And I go, I don't care. I run on no sleep as it is. I go, I'll be okay.
You'll be fine.
Yes, definitely.
Well, I can't wait. All right. Let me know where you place.
It lasts probably. Well, I love you, Roxanne. We'll get together next week and do it all over again because where would I be without my Tampa babe? Seriously.
Where would I be? I know. For real.